All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to Thursday, Independent Living Thursday. And I'm living my independent life by having some coffee and, of course, reading some headlines. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the first headline, this one's kind of cool. These are kind of funny. You've heard of the mashups, different music songs are mashed together to make a new version of two songs. This headline is that James Hetfield meets Huey Lewis mashup you wanted is finally here. James Hetfield from Metallica and Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis and the News. You may not know that one. They were big in the 80s. They're actually still around, but this is pretty funny. It's Enter Sandman mashed up with Huey Lewis and the News song. It's pretty darn good. You can find it on YouTube just by searching Metallica and Huey Lewis. You'll find it. It's pretty darn funny. So yeah, I didn't know I needed that in my life, but after I heard it, I realized it was missing. All right, so check that one out. Next headline is, scientists have finally worked out how butterflies fly. They got wings, guys. They flap their wings. I guess this must have been much more complicated than I thought. I thought the wings did the work. I don't know. All right. Last headline. Spacey super puffs are changing our understanding of how planets form. Spacey super stuff. I thought scientists were better at naming stuff than this. This sounds like a kid's breakfast cereal. Spacey super puffs. Okay, or those chips. I got my Spacey Super Puffs. Whatever. Okay, scientists, thank you for that. Great headlines. All right, so all week we have been talking about focusing on your abilities, things you can do, things that you know you can do and that you do all the time. And when you get to those moments in life where you're challenged with something, you've got a project you got to do, you got something you need to do that you're just kind of nervous about whether or not you can do it, focus on the fact that you can do a lot of things. Walking down the street, knowing when to cross the crosswalk because you can see the sign turns green and red. I mean, going to the store, ordering your food, doing different things. All these things are abilities that prove you can do stuff. Sometimes new stuff seems scary, like I don't know that I can do that. But you've learned a ton of stuff your entire life to get to you where you are today. That means you have abilities and you need to employ those abilities. One of the places that we employ a lot of our abilities is in creative things. Painting, drawing, playing a musical instrument, dancing, all these different things that are kind of creative, those come from abilities that we've developed over time. We didn't start walking as babies and instantly be able to paint and draw and dance and do that kind of stuff. No, it takes time to develop those abilities. Sometimes when it's a fun thing like that, it's not as scary. Sometimes there's scary things we got to try, getting a job, writing a resume, certain things like this, learning new skills, learning new on-the-job skills. Sometimes that stuff is a little scary, but we have to have trust and belief in our abilities that we've done this before. It might have been more fun with something else, but we have those abilities. We got to focus on the fact that we've done things with abilities, that we can do more things with new abilities, or sometimes even harness some of the power from those other abilities to use towards new things that we're going to do. The other thing too is sometimes those abilities of artistic things look good on a resume. So think about that. Got questions about that? Email Zach, Z-Weiss at vcdi.org, and he can help you out with that kind of stuff. All right, well, let's jump right into the National Day of.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. We're on the downhill slope slide of the week. And it is January 21st. And the National Day today, you may ask, is? I just thought that this would be interesting. It's National Squirrel Appreciation Day. Squirrel, squirrel. Oh, yes, you know. It's a joke sometimes you run with people. And they're not paying attention. They lose concentration. You go, squirrel, squirrel. But you gotta love a squirrel. I don't know how many nuts they can put in their cheeks. Oh my god, they bulge out like that. It's an amazing feat, in my opinion. I love to watch them fly through the trees. They're not really flying, but they jump through the trees, they can fly. But there are flying squirrels. When they open up their legs, they got a little extra right there. Whoosh! There's Rocky and Bullwinkle, he's a squirrel. I don't know, I just picked it because I thought it was interesting. Squirrels are, you know, kind of cool to watch if you're sitting in the park. My son went to Sacramento State, and when he got there, the first thing they told you when you came into the dorm, you know, down the list of rules, what you do, don't do. And then one of them on there that I thought was awfully strange, do not sit your backpack down and leave it open if you're under a tree or out in the quads anywhere. Because the squirrels love to jump inside your backpack to see if there's anything in there for them. And then, if you don't notice, you might get somewhere and have a squirrel in your backpack. That'd be really bad, huh? Oof. So, my son didn't take his backpack out there. That's for sure. So, go out and sit under a tree. Nah, not so much right now, but, you know, appreciate the old squirrel on National Squirrel Appreciation Day.
Oh, no, that one really weird. Squirrel Appreciation Day. Is it like, I could get the chipmunks, you know. We can appreciate the chipmunks, they make the great cartoons. But squirrels, the only squirrel I know is, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Oh, and he was a good detective squirrel. Yeah. Squirrel Appreciation Day, I guess we appreciate the squirrel and the big chickies, and I don't know. It's weird to appreciate the squirrel. I don't know what they do for Rocker Bob, you know. Oh well, we'll sing the Squirrel Appreciation song. Squirrel Appreciation, Squirrel Appreciation, Squirrel Appreciation, Appreciation Day, Squirrel Appreciation Day, Squirrel Appreciation, Squirrel Appreciation, Squirrel Appreciation, Squirrel Appreciation Day, Squirrel Appreciation Day, Squirrel, Squirrel.
It's National Squirrel Day, yes. And you know, some people actually have a fear, a phobia of squirrels. It's a real thing. It's called squirrophobia. Kind of squirrophobia. It affects around 250,000 people in the United States. Yeah, that was a study done by Penn State. Anyway, I don't really have a fear of them, but I really want one crawling all over me. That'd be a little weird. Okay, moving right along. Clyde Bigsby, he's lost. He went up to Canada for the holidays, did some work way up in the north or something like that. And he's been trying to make his way, I guess, back, but I'm not sure. So let's check in with Clyde and see if we can figure out where he's at. I don't know.
Whoa! Hey guys, Clyde here. Still trying to find my way to Modesto. I think it took a long turn. Talking about turns, come on, buddy. Come on. Let's get Are you sure this is the way to Modesto? Clyde Reminiscence Band. What are we stopping for? Anyways, this is Clyde, and see you guys when I find you. Yeah. Whoa!
All right, well, wherever he is, however much luck or not luck he's having, we'll see what happens to Clyde on his journey to somewhere. Anyway, in the meantime, let's check in with Zach in the bearded past.
Hey guys, how you all doing today? It is the 21st of January, 2021. We are Thursday. I hope you guys had a great Wednesday. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. And I hope we've been helping you get your morning started right with some of this fun stuff. So hey, before we get going anywhere else, let's go back in the past with Zach. So what I was going to say is the first novel in 1789, the first American novel, was published, The Power of Sympathy or The Triumph of Nature, Founded in Truth. It was written by William Hill Brown and printed in Boston. You had also the New York City. I find this one funny, so I'm going to give a little funny history, I think, in my opinion. In 1908, New York City passes the Surveillance Ordinance. Now, what the Surveillance Ordinance was, it was going to make it illegal for women to smoke in public, only to have the measure vetoed by the mayor, which is a good thing. But to me it's hysterical because it just shows how far we've come and some of the backwards rules that we've as men have placed upon others. With that being said, the Kiwanis International is founded in Detroit. They are a club, there's the Lions Club out there. They were founded on a different day, and they work with different things. The Kiwanis Club as well also works to help better the communities and things like that. And there's one here in Modesto, California. With that being said, we've had a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I hope you guys have had a great day. We're looking at my favorite day of the week, Friday coming up. Learn some independent living today. Have a great, great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Very good, very interesting stuff, but needs more beard. Yes, needs more bearded history. And I'm sure Zach will find us some bearded history, I'm sure. Anyway, here is Ray with some advocacy news for what's going on in the world of advocacy.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Advocacy News. Let's get into it, shall we? This week's news about Amazon billionaire gives transformational gifts to disability nonprofits. And of course, we are not talking about the current CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. We are talking about his ex-wife, who has made some very, very charitable donations to a handful of nonprofits that serve adults with disabilities. Multiple nonprofits serving people with disabilities are receiving an unprecedented and unexpected influx of cash as part of a massive wave of donations from the billionaire ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Easter Seals and 22 of its affiliates across the nation said it received $162 million from McKinsey Scott. Meanwhile, Goodwill Industries International said it received $20 million and additional funds were given to 46 of its affiliates. Scott signed the Giving Pledge in 2019, a commitment to give the majority of her wealth to charity. In a posting on Medium, the philanthropist cited the pandemic, which she described as a, quote, wrecking ball in the lives of Americans already struggling, and said that she, quote, asked a team of advisors to help me accelerate my 2020 giving through immediate support to people suffering the economic effects of the crisis. So, as I always like to say, kudos to McKinsey for giving generously to day programs and other programs that help folks with disabilities. This has been another episode of Advocacy News, and I will talk to you guys next week.
Wow, that's pretty dang impressive. That's really cool of her. There's actually a lot of people that do that kind of stuff. A lot of good philanthropists out there. Those are people that want to help other people, basically. So that's really cool. That's taking that step and jumping out there and doing that kind of stuff. It takes some guts. It takes some ability. She's leaning on her ability to help others to go out and do that work. I'm sure it wasn't easy necessarily to say, hey, I'm just going to give all this money here and give all this money there. It's a lot of money, and you got to think about it and make sure you're making a good decision. And of course, those are good decisions, but lots of nonprofits and companies out there that help many different people. So making the right choices is very important. I'm sure that there was a lot of thought put into that for her, and she leaned on her abilities to make good decisions there. All right, so that is it for today, for Thursday, but lots more coming up, of course. At 10:30, we got Sweating with the Oldies. It might just be Sweating with the Old E, depends on who shows up to help Clayton out. And then we got, after that, 1 o'clock, we got some nutritional stuff going on, and maybe it'll be cooking, maybe it'll be shopping, maybe, who knows, we'll see what it is there, but always good stuff. And I think we might have landed on a name for the coffee social in the morning, but we'll wait to make that announcement coming up soon, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, we'll see, but we think we've narrowed that one down. I appreciate everyone's help on that. All right, for the morning routine, have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow on Friday. Take care, everybody.